Hey there, hunters! Silksong has been out for a few weeks now already, but I'm still finding new stuff hidden around almost every corner. Some of these are minor and simply little Easter eggs, but others reveal whole new areas and abilities I definitely missed at first. This video covers 18 super hidden Act 2 secrets, and feel free to check out my last Silksong video for Act 1. It goes without saying that this video contains some spoilers for the Act 2 areas and bosses of Farloom. Most of these I found during my own journey, but others were given by fellow hunters in my comment sections. Comment Silk if you learned something new, and as always, like and subscribe for more Ezlilyy. SHAKRA is our map friend whose song and golden rings indicate her presence. You may know that SHAKRA can help you slay enemies, and if you follow her wish, you'll be able to challenge her to a duel. She's lightning quick, but ultimately very beatable. But did you know that this duel will be inaccessible once you progress to Act 3? Even if you're not a completionist, it's pretty fun to test your needle against such a capable duelist. Zaza and Gourmand are a bug-slaying duo that can help you out with the Morwing Act 1 and for the Conductor's Melody in Act 2. But did you know you can actually duel these combat-ready critters as well? They will appear now and then to help you out in the coral chambers, but once you've opened up the shortcut at the top of the Whispering Vaults, Gourmand can be met there and will offer to engage in a friendly duel. Defeat him and he can be encountered again in high holes outside the forum. He'll offer to help you do battle inside. If you find them sitting in Songclave, it means you've missed your shot. Maybe next time. The Citadel is a glittering place, but before reaching it, you'll find yourself in its underworks. The creatures here are working themselves to death, and none more so than Loam, a horse-looking bug who seems to be getting tapped to the bone. You can briefly lighten their load by hopping onto this treadmill. Get the needle in the background all the way to the top and you will receive your very fair payment. I'm honestly surprised we get anything at all. Loam believes they will reach the Citadel once they've worked hard enough, which some have pointed out is a parallel with Boxer, the humble, strong horse from George Orwell's Animal Farm. And we all know how that ended. As you journey through the Citadel, you'll come across some very pesky enemies called CLAWMAIDENS. These pests will hover above you and constantly drain your precious silk. And of course, they're almost never by themselves. Nothing like a passive silk drain in an already tough encounter, am I right? But did you know you can actually wipe these enemies from the very face of Farloom? In the high halls, look for this cart that can be pushed underneath a barely visible ledge. Double jump up through the ceiling and keep going until you find a big room with a bunch of silk strings in its center. It's hard to say whether it's all the silk that the CLAWMAIDENS have stolen or if it is what controls them. Either way, when you strike it down, every single CLAWMAIDEN will simply disappear. Fleas are hidden throughout the world. You'll need to free them all to get the egg of FLEA. And let me tell you, this thing is insanely OP. It's a blue tool that decreases the cost of silk-based skills if your health is full. Perfect for me and my electric thread storm. Don't forget to visit BELHART and check the bounty board for a quest called Ecstasy of the End. Back to the FLEA caravan, you can join in several mini-games. And if you play well, you could even walk away with some pale oil for your needle. And here's a fun extra little tidbit. Last time, I mentioned that you can actually use the FLEA caravan to skip the Morwing fight in Act 1. He'll show up later though, but I ended up defeating him early. The FLEA caravan will move to this boss arena, and if you look closely, you'll see that they have strapped the Morwing's corpse to one of their wagons. How resourceful, and nothing less than that horrible boss deserves if you ask me. We've already found that various bosses are affected by the music of your needle-in, but there's one music spot you probably missed. From the bench at the top of the blasted steps, head left and exit the central area up to the right. And you'll find a very small drop, and once you land, you will send some little grubs scurrying into the floor. Play the needle-in for a few seconds to hear their dreams of ascension. In Mount Fae, you'll find a mask maker merrily plying his trade. He will briefly mention that each creature deserves a face, and that he provides for those that do not. It takes a fair bit of jumping to make it up here, so I was a little disappointed by the lack of rewards or upgrades. But did you know that if you strike the mask maker with a charged attack, his mask will slip, revealing his true eyes beneath. He will reveal that it's actually very rude to expose him in this way, and that the mask creates a necessary distance between himself and his creations. I've spent way too much time trying out every little edge and passage, and it's such a rush when it finally pays off. In the sands of Karak, you may notice a ledge hiding just out of sight. With a well-timed jump, you can make your way up to discover the hidden area of VOLTNEST, dodge the lasers, and defeat the area boss to grab your Volt filament. With this electrifying tool upgrade, no bug will be able to stand in your way. As you zoom around the world, you will need more rosary beads than ever before. Maps and benches are increasingly locked behind a paywall and can be frustrating when it comes to making some meaningful progress. I'd recommend heading to BELHART as soon as your pockets start to bulge. The necklace rates are the best I've found so far, so be sure to keep your beads safe if he is within reach. And speaking of beads, it wouldn't be right to do this video and not include my favorite Act 2 farming spots. If you head up towards the Grand Bellway, you'll find the Songglaive to your right. If you've cleared the webs and rung the bell, it's only a matter of time before its town will pop up. From here, equip your poison Kalk flies and exit to the upper left. Since you're gonna be attacking from a distance, the barbed bracelet will come in handy, alongside the Thief's Mark for extra beads. Keep going until you reach the Coral Chambers with 2 big Grand Reed enemies to kill. They'll drop 55 beads each, so if you can do this loop in 30 seconds, you'll nab around 16k within an hour. Pretty good, right? You may be thinking this is a silly method since you'll use up shards to summon the Cogflies. But if you're fast enough and get back to the bench before they disappear, their durability will be reset. Pile Water is no joke, and its big boss Groll the Great is extra difficult for one big reason. The very buggy floor. Dip so much as a toe in it and you will be rewarded with a silk draining debuff. It will take a full heal to dispel this stinky curse and can quickly sway a battle in your opponent's favor. Luckily, there's a tool for that. Take a breather, find your way back, and head for the Purified Ducts if you unlock the double jump in Mount Frey. It can be tricky reaching this area, but thankfully, there are tons of guides for this one out already. Make sure you have a few necklaces to unlock the necessary benches and such. You'll have to make a tricky jump up a wall and break your way through the ducts. And this place is pretty terrible. From sniping spitterbugs to massive moss chargers and a very well hidden map. You will really have your work cut out for this one. Head for this spot and claim your prize. This tool is very useful but has a durability that can run out if you spend too much time swimming through the maggoty water. In the last video, I showed you can win dice from the gambling bug. This interaction is missable, but the dice themselves are not. I have not taken off the dice since I got them, since their random no damage chance has been the ultimate game changer. Once you kill the COGWORK dancers, the gambling bug will die and Grindel will loot his dice. You can then purchase them from his shop for a few rosaries. The next one is pretty hardcore. I would not recommend doing this before you've gotten a few extra masks and weapon upgrades. The Parasite quest starts in Bylewater because of course it does. Drop down from the Whispering Vaults and head all the way to the left in this big room. Here you'll find the Parasite all alone and crying for its mama. I carried this thing around for the longest time until I spoke to Greyroot after finishing his first quest. Feel free to pause the map locations if you're currently stuck in this. Also, be sure to have at least 160 rosaries in your inventory. I was like, yay! New quest, until I was very unceremoniously snapped up. This evolved Parasite will make you unable to heal or use tools, so it would really suck to do this accidentally. And don't forget that your compass is a tool as well. Escape the den, head up and take the first to BELHART. Head to the area below its spellway to speak to the hermit. Then it's all the way up to Greymoor where Yarnaby has made her home. Seeing your weakened state, she will naturally first make you upgrade her Parasite Remover, very conveniently located past the floating cages of Sinner's Road. If you're feeling confident, you can rest at the halfway home and try to do this run without resting in between. Anyway, look for this caged full room and find its top right nook. Here, Kroll and Benjen will sell you the upgrade for 160 rosaries. Then it's back to Yarnaby for some relaxing acupuncture. This concludes your quest and you will be rewarded with the life-stealing witch crest. Definitely the most graceful movement in my opinion. And just look at all those blue tool slots. Your lifesteal triggers when healing close to enemies. A hidden boss hides just above your head in the area of White Ward. Travel to the coral chambers via tube and head all the way to the right. Past the enemies in your way and jump up and above when you move to the next level. Here you'll find a surgeon's key. Head back to the middle of the area and call the elevator from the top. Ride it to its lowest levels where you'll find a mysterious keyhole to your left. You'll be plunged into a dark boss room with the Unraveled. The tables are quickly turned when you can barely see anything around your bug. It's one of the first times where I had to rely almost entirely on sound to dodge some enemies. The big eye is pretty annoying, with double damage dashes and weirdly accurate projectiles, plus a big ol' health bar. Defeat it to receive another silk heart that lets you regenerate an extra silk automatically. After finding and freeing Krat from a webbed-up cavern, you can find him with the FLEA caravan. Here he runs a sauna and you can pay to fully replenish your health and silk, should you need to. If you stay in the sauna for longer than Krat likes, he will actually peek through the window to see what you're up to. Jump up and hit him to unlock free sauna uses from this point forward. One of my favorite boss fights thus far has to be the COGWORK dancers. This insane fight has 4 phases, each more intense than the last. However, when you manage to kill one of them, the 4th phase takes on a much sadder tone. The remaining dancer will attempt to do their attacks, but it's just not the same without their other half. This fight instantly reminded me of the dog couple in Undertale or even Sif from Dark Souls 1. Just one of those moments where the game is like, oh, by the way, you're the bloodthirsty villain cutting down everything and everyone in your path. If you are quite mad, you will explore the world of Farloom without ever buying a quill. If you somehow make it all the way to Trobio, you can steal his red quill for yourself. It would be cool if it had some extra ability, but it works like normal. You'd have to be crazy to do this in the first place, so I guess just getting this thing is its own reward. Once you're ready to present your melody, try to finish up Bone Bottom's wishes. It shouldn't take too long and your efforts will not be in vain. One little bug in particular will appreciate your efforts so much, you will get a hornet statuette. It may seem insignificant, but it can be the difference before a challenging boss that has already killed you too many times in a row. I've seen people posting about never breaking this thing, but I'm afraid I cannot relate. So, there you go, 18 secrets you missed in Silksong Act 2. I've been finding so many little things that I haven't even beaten the game yet. Spoiler warning, I have yet to defeat Lace at the top of the Citadel. Be sure to comment Silk if you learned something new, and as always, like and subscribe for more Hollow Lily. Happy hunting!